Agenda for today is what we're going to cover today is Facebook ad review process, top reasons why accounts get disabled, advertising on Facebook, the best practices. We'll deep dive into the various ad elements, the do's and don'ts there, how to use ad relevance diagnostic. I will share the link to this for you guys to refer it later on. Um, Creative consideration for performance marketing. I'm just going to touch upon this topic too. This is typically how the ad review system works. Okay, our ad review system is designed to review all ads before they go live. Um, it relies primarily on automated technology to apply our advertising policies to millions of ads that run across our apps. But we also have human reviewers to improve and train our automated systems. And in some cases, we also have manual intervention. Okay, so what you see is on the left, this we create ads on Ads Manager. Okay, we add text, we upload creative, create a headline, link it to the landing page, and set your target audience. All these elements get reviewed by Facebook, right? This may get approved or it may get rejected. When it get approved, it may still get reviewed multiple times. And if it gets rejected, Facebook tells you a reason why, and hence you can go and edit it and request an additional appeal. So why do accounts get disabled? There are three main reasons. One, incorrect business page associated with the ad account. That is, the business page does not match the website details that are listed um, on the, that are listed. Secondly, the business page is not updated with the website logo selling the products to the users. Sometimes the layout and the structure of the page associated with the account looks incomplete and suspicious. The second main reason is any restricted user or asset that's associated with an ad account cause disability. Any newly created page still using old or previous pages or assets that have got restricted, that could lead, and the ad account that runs ads will most probably would lead to disability. Okay, repeatedly creating multiple business managers and keep sharing to the same one ad account, that would cause disability. An ad account that has got many disapproved ads over the same ad account, so again, that would lead to disability. And the third main reason is multiple brand of product is listed in each domain website differently, which is exactly the same website structure in business. So all these things are reviewed, are checked by Facebook. Okay, and even the website that the website contents consists loads of sexual artworks or low quality artwork and less information about the product. So all these three are main reasons that leads to accounts getting disabled. So what do we do in this case? How do we make sure that it doesn't happen? And for that, we need to follow the best practices on while advertising on Facebook. One, provide a cohesive experience. Use consistent branding throughout your ad experience, including Facebook page and or Instagram account, ad content, landing page. So all your social presence, any online presence should have a cohesive experience. Two, provide a clear information on the product that you're selling in your ad and ads landing page. This information should describe the product and its features, set realistic expectations around its functionality. Um, set out exactly what the product is going to do, or what the user can do, or what service that the is that your ad is providing, as in the product that is advertised is providing. Clearly spell it out. Create a reputable presence on Facebook, Instagram, and your landing page, such as providing information on how customer can contact with you with questions. If there are any kind of queries, they should be able to reach out to you. If your business is new to Facebook or Instagram, use organic presence to provide information about your business and demonstrate trustworthiness. So don't just have your page only about sponsored posts. Use organically to grow first, and something like creating a profile picture, posts that clearly align with your brands and products. Build trust with your customers. I mean, this is a given. Advertise products that align with the experience that you provide. Avoid creating any kind of negative experience. And the last one, ensure your ads landing page is functioning properly and the content is relevant to your ad. This is again one of the key elements that we discussed in the earlier slide, that the landing page is also very much reviewed, and uh, just to make sure that where you're directing the people have relevant content, and they don't get it's not an unexpected landing page which can create confusion and negative experience. So here is an example. Okay, see, Shopee has a consistent brand presence across its Facebook, Instagram page. And also, I have also put up an ad, Shopee ad, which is talking clearly about the product. Okay, and when you click on learn more, it leads you to that particular page, which gives you all the possible information about the product that you have clicked on. So now let's deep dive into each of these elements. Okay, so what are the best practices, the do's and don'ts when it comes to um, ad copies to start with? So what are the ground rules for compliant ad copy? One, clearly specify what product or service you're offering. So ads must give sufficient information about your offer. Okay, be as specific as possible. Do not use vague phrases like the product to specify exactly what the product is or the service that you're offering. Focus on product and not users' personal attributes. This is very important. Ads cannot assert or imply that you are aware of the person's characteristic, um, like protected attributes such as name, sexual orientation, then age, gender, identity, whether it is financial status or criminal record, race, anything which is got to do with personal attributes. You cannot assert that, you cannot bring that up in the ad. Use language that is grammatically correct and not offensive. Do not use profanity, even if it's partially obscured by asterisks or other symbols, like for example asterisk asterisk asterisk. You cannot use that. Always use correct grammar and punctuation. Punctuation, when used wrong, could imply something completely different. So your commas, your exclamations, all of that, when you use it, it's very, very important. Very important. Only make claims that are true and not sensational. Do not use clickbait, overly sensationalized headlines, or prompts for users to inauthentically interact with the ad is like a straight no. Okay, do not exaggerate details about the product or service that you are offering. Like, for example, the best product ever, you cannot be doing that. Always give realistic expectations. Now we have some examples of what I just spoke about. Like here, the best solution to every skin concern. You cannot be saying that. Instead, say a purifying cleanser for acne prone skin. Okay, again, next example. Do not miss this offer. Okay, this is like causing like a kind of an urgency. So all instead, and it also doesn't say anything about what the offer is, what the product is, what is the timeline, nothing. Instead, you have to say all of our blouses are now on sale. If it's about the blouse, that is, find out more in a online fashion shop. So this gives a clear idea about what the ad is. Focus on product, not users' personal attributes. Single on Valentine's Day, buy yourself a dress to lift your mood. Okay, the copy is focusing on personal attributes. Here it appears the ad is targeting the singles on the Valentine's Day. Okay, that doesn't work. Instead, you can say check out our Valentine's Day offer, all dresses for 20% off, right? Um, Next one, how proud are you of your daughter? Again, which is appealing to a personal attribute, talking to a father who has a daughter. Instead, check out personalized gifts for daughters. Use of language that is grammatically correct and not offensive. Get the, for example, over here, get the best of both worlds with Azure hybrid cloud, and this is in caps lock with like multiple exclamation mark. It's totally unnecessary. Uh, Go with simple sentence case. Get the best of both worlds with Azure hybrid cloud. Now, in this example, which is about buy now, which has all these symbols for the CTA, again, not acceptable. It needs to be a simple buy now. Only make claims that are true and not sensational. Best product for acne, the only one, something that I spoke about earlier. Instead, you can just say our best-selling cleanser for acne-prone skin. Okay, so it might be the best for you, but you cannot say that it is the best in the world, right? So that's why simple, our best-selling cleanser for acne-prone skin. Only today, click here before the discount ends. Our sale is live until the end of month. Again, this is sensationalization. You clearly give the details about what the sale is, when it is ending, and all of that. Here are a few examples of rejected ads, live ads that have got rejected. The first one that you see is a dog lover. The product description is not clear. Pricing features, shipping details are missing in the ad copy. Um, the second one that you see is about cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency products are not allowed to advertise without prior permission. Um, and also the copy does not match what the product is about. Only cryptocurrency education and news related information can be promoted when no products or services are on offer. Um, Again, ads that promote cryptocurrency trading or related products require prior permission. So this is like, again, a no-no. The next one is quite simple, easy. You can see that the account is beauty shop. Okay, and the website URL and the page doesn't comply with anything to do with cosmetic and wellness procedure. It is, in fact, talking about selling strapless bras. So there is a complete mismatch. Okay, moving to the next element, which is ad creatives. Certain ground rules for compliant ad creatives. One, do not include images or videos of sexual or suggestive nature, which is like a very, very important thing. A lot of ads get rejected for this reason. Not lot, I would say all the ads would get rejected for this reason if you have this on your creative. Ads cannot contain nudity, including showing excessive skin or cleavage, or even something which is simply implying sexual acts. Images that do not portray nudity but are suggestive in nature, like, for example, licking of lips. Okay, they are also prohibited. Do not include misleading elements like non-functional buttons. Do not put fake functionality on the ads that would prompt the user to click and get misled. Okay, like, for example, showing buttons of multiple choice option when actually there are no buttons. We have some examples in the slides to come. Um, it is allowed to use CTA button if it leads to a landing page that is relevant to the CTA. Okay, so uh, take a quiz button that leads to the quiz, for example. Do not use Facebook brand assets against the guidelines. Again, very, very important. Do not use Facebook brand assets in a way that implies partnership or endorsement or sponsorship. Do not use Facebook's features like the like button or any reaction emojis in the ad creatives, which the Facebook is like using, that is. Do not focus on specific body parts or pain points. Do not zoom into a body part or highlight them in a way like showing arrows, for example. Do not use before after image. That is very, again, something which is extremely important. Like if you are talking about a exercise machine, you cannot have like a before image and post exercise, post using this image, this is how the model looks. No, no, no way. Okay, so and that depicts a negative experience, a negative emotion, and an undesirable way that could make users upset. Okay, so do not portray any specific body parts as perfect or ideal. Like, do not use Facebook brand asset against the guidelines that you see here. This is a no. The ones that are accepted are the actual Facebook logos, as you see, but in a way that does not portray that there is any kind of partnership, endorsement, or sponsorship. I mean, you have to, there is a specific guidelines again on about this. You cannot use the Facebook name in your account, like the friend smash for Facebook. No, just friend smash remove the Facebook. Do not include images or videos of sexual or suggestive nature, like in this case, which is like a zoom in. Instead, these are more acceptable options, actually showing the lingerie or models wearing the lingerie, but from a distance without focusing on any body part. Do not you include misleading elements like non-functional buttons. Like in all these examples, you see that whether they are the tick functions here, which prompting people to actually click on that. Um, the second one is about the false play button. And the third one is the radio buttons, which, so all the non-functional ones, you cannot use that because people get tricked to click on it, and which is misleading. Do not focus on specific body parts or pain point. Like in this example, the focus is on the spinal cord, and you cannot do that. And you see even there is an arrow pointing towards it. Instead, you can use this, which is more generic, about more not focusing on it, but also still gives a message about what we are trying to say. Again, similarly, about the lingerie brand, and here, which is about having this same example which I was just talking about, 21 weight loss challenges and showing of a perfect six pack. No, not acceptable. Instead, you can show a person working out. Some examples of live rejected ads, like in this case, this is actually showing the spinal cord, focusing on a body part, no go. Again, this is the next two images are more sexual in nature, which is again not acceptable. All right. Certain guidelines to follow when it comes to compliant landing pages. One, make sure that landing page is relevant to the ad. When advertising a product, make sure that you lead the users to landing page that reflects the product and not the main page. Okay, that is extremely important. You've seen a ad of a particular product. Make sure that you, when on clicking, the user goes to that product. Okay, provide as much information about the product or service as possible so they know that they're clicking and they're going to that particular page. Um, Make sure that the landing page is compliant with Facebook policies. Most of the policies apply to landing page as well as ads. So make sure landing page do not contain any prohibited content or products or services. Make sure that page is easy to navigate. So do not do not obstruct users navigation with just when on landing there is a pop-up ad which comes up. That's not acceptable. Then make sure that you include links that the user can click on. That is, it's recommended to have a menu bar on top of the landing page and with links to contact details and company information. So all the possible information that you can provide about yourself, please do so on the landing page with, I mean, overall about the company in the menu bar. So it should be able to navigate and find out every possible thing about you. Make sure the landing page is functional and accessible. This is like given that your landing page should be fully accessible from any geographical region. Do not lead users to error pages, okay, or pages that are under construction. Do not put any automatic downloads on your landing page. This is something which is again a problem that we've seen, that on clicking on and reaching the landing page, automatically something starts getting downloaded behind. A couple of examples of rejected ads. Here, both the cases, unacceptable business practices, the page name and the URL do not match. The page name should represent the real business name and it should have a proper logo. Okay, that brings me to how to use ad relevance diagnostic. So, when diagnosing your an ad that isn't meeting your advertising objectives, review ads relevance diagnostic to determine whether adjustment to your creative asset, your post-click experience, as in like any kind of an engagement, or whether it's the audience targeting, something, what is it that could improve your performance? And where is it that you get this diagnosis? In your ads manager, okay, when you are looking at your list of ads, and when you move towards the right, okay, scroll to the right, there is a complete detail about the ad, and um, it gives you the ads is reviewed against these three main elements, that is quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, and conversion rate ranking. So reviewing a diagnostic together gives you more insights than reviewing each one of them individually. So like for example, if your ad is like average or above average when it comes to quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, conversion rate, and you're good. I mean, You've aced it. Only thing that you have to probably work on is the optimizing your advertising objectives. Okay. Um, Say great with quality, great with engagement, not so much with conversion rate, then you're not producing enough conversion. So, what is it that you can do? You can improve the call to action of your ad or post click experience or target a higher intent audience. So, there is a chart, okay, which I'll share the link to this chart, which will give you details about when something is average, when something is below average, what does that mean, okay, and what should you do in order to improve. Okay, like great with quality ranking, not so great with engagement rate ranking, great with conversion ranking. That means you're not spurring interest. So in that case, improve your ads relevance to your audience, for example, making it more engaging, interesting, eye-catching, or target an audience which are more likely to interact with your creator. Another example, not so good with quality ranking, but great with engagement rate and conversion. Then your ad is perceived to be low quality. Okay. In that case, improve the quality of the creative assets or target an audience more likely to perceive the ad as high quality. Avoid low quality attributes for your creative. So similarly, there are various permutation combinations, around 8 or 9 in total, okay, which will give you, I mean, right now, there's no point of taking each one of them in details. I will share the link with you, which will give you a review on what is it that you should do when there is a particular ranking low and the others well, or there is an improvement that is required across the board. Okay, coming to the last leg of my section, which is how do we get better creative? Okay, by knowing the rules, innovating within them, and knowing when to break them. So, what we have seen is that creativity matters. Okay, and there is no silver bullet for it. We get to better and more impactful performance creative by knowing the rules of building on our platform. Okay, and the interesting thing is, what I'm also would want to bring forward is go beyond still images. By 2021, 78% of mobile data traffic will be video, meaning there's a huge amount of video content that is being consumed, and this video consumption is just going to grow, giving us a huge opportunity, right, as advertisers. So when it comes to video assets, just certain best practices when for performance is like, make sure that your video is nice and short, between 6 to 9 seconds. You should always design your video in such a way that the sound you design for sound off. That is, assume that there is no volume on the handset when the user is watching the ad. Frame your visual content, create for the right aspect ratio. Most of the time, we've seen that people view the phone vertically, so create either a square or a larger uh, ad, vertical ad, that would be either 4 by 5, 2 by 3, or 9 by 16. And you need to layer the creative considerations and for driving action. Certain things that to keep in mind. One is that static and video work better together. This is another thing which I wanted to bring forward because I've seen a lot of static ads, but not so much when it comes to video. But we have done enough research to tell you that mixed asset, that is static plus video campaigns, have a positive impact for DR advertisers on lower funnel metrics. Highlight the brand early. Um, Brand association within the 3 seconds of video start is positively correlated with conversion lift. So from the word go, you bring up your ad, bring up your brand. This is again when it comes to videos. Showcase your product or service, showcasing the product service being advertised for most of the video correlates with conversion. Again, get noticed. You use thumb stopping visual techniques. There are multiple ways that we can do it. I mean, this calls for another session altogether. I'm not going to touch upon that and on the details. I'm just um, briefly talking about these. Um, Next is provoke and promote with text copy. This is the most underrated creative element. Asking questions, showing promotion, giving the text copy, which is under 280 characters, are again associated with the greater DR lift. And last but not the least, play more. Okay, what I have seen is, again, we are just looking at still images. We should create more, learn more, play with different formats. There are so many formats that are available, especially for DR. Go ahead and try those out. But again, I also understand that a lot of times we just have still assets. We don't have videos. So what is it that we can do in that case? Um, just by adding some basic motion to your still images, you can create these light, nice videos like this one. You see, these are the two still images and still image ad, and using those, how we can create this nice light videos by just adding, one is by just adding basic motion, playing with elements of background to draw your eye. Like over here, there's a slight change of color on the sofa, the chair and the carpet. Brand in motion, starting with the um, brand logo in motion, and like play around with the logo a little. Benefit in motion, that is different benefits that you would have by of the product. Then you can show that in motion. And of course, this is the one of the best ways that you can add a little motion is just by creating these nice slideshow, which is just stitching together some still images and creating a nice short video slideshow. And thank you, guys. That's it from my end today. And hope you enjoyed this session and it was useful. Now I'm going to call upon Archana to take you through the second half of the presentation. Just give us a second.
Okay, can you just confirm that you can see my screen?
Archana, I can.
All right, thank you. Okay, Atsi, thank you so much. That was really invaluable information, and I hope that everyone really finds this useful because that is what is going to really help you work faster and achieve your goals. So, yes, it is a lot of information because it is going to help you understand whether you like it or not. You have to play by the rules when it comes to advertising on Facebook. And of course, the rejection hurts, and we all crave for approval. So it is in our best interest that we adhere to the ad policies very strictly. Because what's going to happen is a few minor violations, these are going to really cost you valuable time because your ad is going to get rejected. And if you're going to have larger violations, then even you can get your ad account banned. So it's better to be safe than sorry, right? And again, at the end of the day, if you're going to follow these guidelines, as I mentioned, you're going to get your ads approved faster. You're going to help build trust as a business, as well as for users on Facebook. So now that you have understood, what Atsi has been really elaborately explaining all this while, Once you've understood what to do right, then the next step is to understand then what is the best strategy, the best ways to connect with people so that you can get a better performance, better conversions. And that solution here is then testing your knowledge. And what happens when we don't test appropriately for our decisions? Then what we are really left is with our assumptions. And there is author Brian Tracy who says that incorrect assumptions will lie at the root of every failure. So have the courage to test your assumption. Because unless you see, you're able to see your Facebook target audience's mind, it is really impossible to tell whether what they are thinking or what they're going to like and what is going to work and help you get that sale. And then these mistakes which are made on what's working and what's not working are expensive. So, whether people are preferring light or dark images, should you formulate your ad headline as a question or as a regular sentence? What is really giving you that best performing ad? What is giving you that, which ad is giving you the best conversion? And have you really optimized your ad delivery in the most efficient way possible? So, and are you in targeting your right audience? So A/B testing is what is going to help you answer all these questions. So you can, stop your gut feelings from having too much of a say when you're doing this ad creation process. So when we say, gut feeling is fine up to some extent, but it does not work when you're doing your major marketing decisions, when so much of marketing budget is invested in. So if you have to innovate, to do new ways of reaching your customers, then you have to do A/B testing, this experimentation journey, which should become like your everyday integral part of your, advertising life. And this can be even when your smaller budgets you want to test out. And why do we say so? Is we have this global survey which is done by Rakuten, and this is done for about 1,000 marketers. And what it says is like that 25% of your budget is actually spent on ineffective channels and ineffective strategies and even in ineffective content that we're seeing so much of ad rejections. So if you ask yourself, the same questions, then you will have similar concerns about how accurately are you really spending your hard-earned marketing budget. So if you're going to be running experiments to test all your different strategies to assess whether what you're doing right now is working for you, then that is going to be really valuable. And hence, testing is really extremely crucial for you to tackle your day-to-day strategies. And this is then going to give you really a lot of room to grow, and it's going to give you create better content that really helps your conversions. And so, what is A/B testing? So, it is a solution, the Facebook solution that helps you simply and very accurately. It helps you test different ads so you can understand what is performing best. And what you can do over here is you can change various variables. So you can test for ad creativity, you can test for audience, for placements. You can determine which is performing. For today, because we're discussing ad policies, we are going to focus on ad creative testing. And then we can always go into deeper sessions post this webinar and help you understand how really A/B testing works. So I'll just give you a quick understanding of what the process is. So how this works is, and it is also known as split testing for those of you already aware of it. And this is a marketing strategy that tests two elements of a marketing campaign against each other, and it's helping understand which is delivering the best result. So as you can see over here, what happens is your audience, it gets divided, and it divides them into really this random non-overlapping groups. And they are shown in these ad sets, which you can see over here. And then they are going to have one difference, one distinct difference or variable, you call it. So the difference, distinctly different variable over here would be either your creative, either your audience, either the placement. So these are the various things we can do. Today, as we said, we are focusing on creative, so we will be only learning on that. And then why should you A/B test is the first question after this, right? So the biggest benefit of A/B testing is that you can impact your bottom line, and then you increase your revenue, you increase your conversions. Now, another biggest benefit is the ability that you can do really rapid iterations. That means really rapid changes if something is not as per what you want. So you can implement a new experience, for example, a new way of reaching your audience. So whether you're winning or losing, you can really do that quickly, and that really matters. Say, for instance, you're winning really quickly, then perfect. It is giving you gains for your business. And now, if you're losing quickly, then you're actually learning what is not working for your visitors. So that is why A/B testing is really powerful, because here you are testing against your actual live audience to give you the result. You're not just looking at some random data. You are actually seeking out results from people who are your direct audience. And these are your audiences who are responding to your communication. They are telling you what is resonating, whether they're understanding your message, what is working with them and not. So you're letting all this data and your audience guide your investment decisions, your product decisions as to which products you want to bring forth, and the things you want to sell out in the world. So these are just a few reasons why A/B testing is really very powerful. And there are these other benefits as well. So if you want to adapt a new product, because you're continuously having so many products, so if you want to adopt a new product, you're unsure of whether this will work in which market, and whether it is aligned with your business goals, you could test it out on a small scale before you roll out that entire campaign. And then you're going to get clarity, you're going to gain clarity on every singular aspect. Next coming is testing assumptions. So if you have any assumptions, you're going through your gut and saying, okay, this is going to work, I think so, or my friend thinks so. No, you can actually test your assumptions, and then you can come up with the right route forward. And you can answer with data over here. And again, as we mentioned earlier, you can iterate, meaning you can have make the changes upon whether the creative content is better and what is working for you. So A/B testing basically is, pointing out to a combination of elements, that you can work together to help your audiences stay on your site, or your, browse through your numerous products lot longer. And again, the more the audiences, they're going to spend time on your site, they're going to discover more valuable, higher content, and this is then going to give you more conversions. And again, the learnings, when you're going to apply these A/B testing learnings, you're going to apply to even experiences that you want to do. You want to go live, or you want to, do various things. You want to produce higher price products. You want to showcase that, or higher services, that you can understand about the larger conversion values also. And what helps over here, for example, is it means that for e-commerce, this means reduced cart abandonment rate. And that is really important, because that is going to help you give quick results. So you can, even with a very relatively small size, you can really get a lot of significant results with A/B testing. And you can have, you can action those results, you can make those changes quickly and bring them again back in front of your users. So what this is helping you, it is helping you quickly optimize your communication. It is just making your work faster, much more effective, and much more performance driven. So hence it is very important that you do A/B testing, and that is something that it is a, again, a rule in A/B testing, that you see what is working for you, and if you see that making a change is even decreasing your conversions, then you just drop that, and you don't move forward with it. You always move forward with what works for you, what is giving you the most significant result. So that this was very important to tell you, why A/B testing is important, and why you should actually be adopting this as your everyday, experimentation culture, that will really help you to move forward faster. So coming back to our ad policies, and how the creatives are getting rejected. For instance, here you can see how this creative was rejected. The content is very sexual here. The focus is on the product part. It is implying nudity, although the product about here is education. So for some people who are selling lingerie, they would perhaps believe that displaying the model, using the product in such a way is actually education. This is a rejected ad. Perhaps this could have been a much better way to do it. So there is no product description and the payment option is missing. So you have really lost out precious time over here. And here, for example, after you have learned that what is the right way, what is approved, and complying with ad policies, then you can see how this ad has really come out so well. Here the lingerie is displayed without any sexual context. The URL is leading to a legitimate landing page. The messaging and the text is clearly talking about the product, the description, the payment options are in detail, the CTC is appropriate. So obviously this is approved. And now, after you have understood that this is the right way forward, you know that getting this is you have really got it well. Now, how do I optimize this? How do I make this even much more better in a more effective way so I can get higher conversions? So then you start with testing the creative execution. And then you can do this by creating multiple variations of an ad. So what you see over here is you can test whether that there is a model who is wearing your product. This is going to give you better conversion, or only displaying your products where is going to make it very easy for people to buy. And again, the quality of leads on the ad again is generally higher if your audience checks you out for the right reasons. So if you want people to eventually buy this product, you want to make sure that the time and the money invested is helping you achieve your ROI much more faster. So you want people to buy and to look into your ad for the right reasons, and it's best to test. That is why product images versus images with people, and then see which one attracts more conversion for the right reason of sale. Again, next, what you can test is different messaging and headline. So for example, here the image is the same, but the product description in test A, here it is talking about the price benefit. So why settle for one when you can get two or more? Shop the most amazing and affordable plain shirt combo, and then it gives you the URL, the shipping, the return policy, all in one description. Whereas the test B, it starts with quality and style benefit. So all the basics, the classic nature, the quality, that you must not miss, the price, more details about the color, size, options, everything is given. So the main reason here is, how can I discover new effective ways to spend my budget while I'm getting maximum returns? Because why I want to understand this is, why do I do this test is, people really react differently to different marketing angles. So perhaps a group of people will respond to test A, and a group of people will respond to test B, depending on what is the priority, whether for them seasonality and classic collection is more important, or pricing is more important. So hence it is important that you also test out how you are speaking, and this will give you, increase your odds for conversion success. Now, here is an example of a creative that was rejected for the non-functional landing page. So, can you guess what this ad is about in the first place? Like, are you able to tell you? And this is a live example that we get on a day-to-day basis. So, are you able to tell that this is about car sunshade? So, perhaps the advertiser was trying to tell that, but it did not work, right? It got rejected because the creative is abstract, the product information is missing, the pricing, shipping details, everything here is missing, and that is why it has got rejected. And what has got approved, and what gets approved here is how this creative has got everything right. You can see the image is very clear. It is showing a cloud emoji with the rain falling, so it's indicating waterproof on that sunshade. Then again, the car, which car is suitable, which model, that also is displayed very clearly. The URL is very clear with the production, the description on the URL page also is, the dimensions are given, the pricing, the shipping. So what's not to love about this landing page, and what's not to, why should I stop myself from not buying it, right? So that is how, if you have now understood how your landing page also leads you to faster conversions, Then do you want to then go and check out, what is a better way of getting even much more faster conversion? So should I then look at describing of my product in great detail, like you're seeing on the side B? When you're testing in B, you're seeing there are a lot of reviews and all the other product features that I can go to before I even buy into the product, or just directly going into the A set wherein the product is displayed, and I am convinced and I'm buying it. So you could test out what is helping consumers, what is helping your audiences buy into your product. And this also obviously depends on the price point. So higher the value, then you would need more coursing, playing with them more, and trying to influence them more. And when it is a low value product, then you perhaps not need it, like really very low. But when it comes to higher, this is really going to help you take them from the top funnel to the lower funnel really very quickly. And say if your product or service, like you have this either multiple benefits, or you have a lot of products in one category itself, and then you cannot squeeze that into a single ad. Then what you do is you can test this against carousel ads. So the best thing about carousel ads is they have a very unique advantage over a traditional single ad format. And what they do is they help you showcase around 2 to 10 images or videos within a single ad. And each of these again has an external link. And what users can do is then they can scroll through each of these images or video. Like if you don't have a video because you mostly have images all the while, you can actually buy one product, and you can make a live video of it yourself. It will be a genuine video because users can see it, and it can be a very short video. And you can have similar short videos that you will really boost your conversions. And what happens is when users are scrolling through each image or these really genuine short videos by swiping on their mobile devices or clicking with left arrows on their desktop, this is going to very, very effectively drive website traffic. And what the carousel also offers you is the flexibility, to leverage it. So you can even put more product description. You could put an offer discount, whatever, or a sale that you coming, which you will be having soon. You can even insert those kind of image documents if you want to. So very powerful. This carousel is really a very powerful in-feed ad format, and it obviously gives more eyes for your ad. So you must test out A against B, where you're static versus carousel. Absolutely beautiful A/B test, and I would gently insist that you have to try it, tomorrow, today, whenever you get the chance. Okay, sorry, I'll just help you show how this works. Okay. So this is the carousel ad template, and so you can display you can keep changing and iterating over here for A/B testing as well. So your call to action, your link description, everything can be changed, and this is how you're going to help increase different more eyeballs for your ad. Again, next is the Facebook collection ad. I'll just play it for you. Okay. So you can test a lot of things again with Facebook collection ad. Again, a very amazingly intensive and immersive format. And this is only for mobile only format. So what is this format designed is to maximize the user experience. So when people are tapping on the collection ad, what happens is they are taken directly into a very fast loading full screen experience, and then they're learning more about your product and what you have to offer. So and this is all happening within Facebook, and they don't have to even leave from that phase. So collection ads, what you can do is then you can test collection ads against your static. So your static regular everyday business as usual is in set A, and in set B you have this a very immersive and instant experience, which is really beautiful because it really helps make your consumers mind very fast. So instant experience and collection, they really work together. They're going to help you generate intent. They're going to help drive more discovery. And then after the user has clicked the ad, he lands on the instant experience. And, that is when you're nurturing interest. And then you go and harvest interest. So then you can from there send your users, your prospects to your website where they will eventually convert. So this is really a very again an amazing solution, the most powerful one again. So carousel ads and Facebook collection ads, you have to try, and you must use it in your everyday campaigns, because this is going to really give you higher conversions, makes the communication from you also very interesting to your user. It's taking over the messaging fatigue, the creative fatigue. So you have to try this, and I really insist that whenever you first have an opportunity to do A/B testing, you should check out the ad formats. And lastly, you must experiment with this beautiful solution called as dynamic ads. As you can see, it is showcasing all the amazing multiple products based on the user behavior on the website. So for this, what we mean over here, user behavior, is that dynamic ads are able to understand where your user has been on your website, and then being able to bring those products right in front of him when he has actually forgotten. And how does this happen? This happens with a pixel and a product catalog, which has to be implemented, because once you implement this, it will unlock this beautiful solution called dynamic ads. So, for example, if you see over here, the user over here, he has viewed a pair of shoes on your fashion site, and then what happens is he's shown the same product, which are, and or even there's multiple products lying in the same category in the same range the next time he is logging into Facebook. So you can also see over here that the 100% focus is on the imagery and this really lovely eye-catching creativity, that is really triggering your mind to at least own one of them, right? Like I really like the yellow ones. I would instantly think of buying it because it's just displayed out in front of me. And what did you do? You have not done anything. Dynamic ads has actually automatically picked this up for you because you have already shared this information way back. And because of the user behavior, it was able to identify which was the shoe that the user last saw, and then brings all the other similar products in that product range and say, hey, you saw this, and if you're interested, we also have this other beautiful collection. So really this format is so compelling and it is so beautiful. The imagery is really amazing and it's just automatically generated. So if you have implemented the pixel, you must use this. And if you have not implemented the pixel, you implement the pixel, you upload your product catalog, and really make use of this amazing solution. You're going to see a great jump in your conversions because you did this, because there's less hard work even again put in by you. The system, the algorithm is automatically going to take over. So once you have the dynamic ad solution, then what you do is you test out now, what is it that is going to give me more results, more conversions. So what happens in dynamic ads is there are different product sets that you can group your products into. So for instance, in test A, you have products which are less than 50 USDs. Okay, so you can see the products in under 50. And then you have these luxury bags, for instance, which are above 50 USD. You want to understand which campaign, whether the high value campaign or the low value campaign, which is it that is giving you more conversions. So you test it out with A/B testing. So this is how it really works for you. And carousel, collection, and dynamic ads is one thing that you should always be adopting and doing. Okay, so that was all about creative testing, and we saw, how various versatile creative testings are going to improve your ad performance. And furthermore, how are you going to improve your performance is by having a very good customer feedback score, because this really affects your how your the rate at which you're going to get your ads. So how Facebook has been designed, it has been designed to maximize value for people and business. And to improve the value for people, what Facebook does is it starts collecting feedback from people who have made purchases on Facebook from you and understand this customer experience and satisfaction. And why this is done is because it helps you to understand how your business is interacting with its customers, so that you are able to listen to customers' opinions. And ultimately, that is gold, right? Because if a customer has an opinion as to whether or how much he loves your product, you know this is what I need to stock more. But if your customer has opinion that this product is really poor, you know that you have lost out on this kind of product. It's not working, and moreover, you might lose your customer, right? So you know that you have to stop selling that or phase that out. So that is why listening to customer opinions is really important. Feedback is really important. And this is where you can understand and make improvements and really stand out against your competition. So how is this done? So Facebook surveys people like us, where it is highlighted by the box. So the survey questions are asked to users who have purchased the item, and it consists of three questions about product quality, shipping, and delivery, customer service. And then it is sent several weeks post the buyer has bought the product. And why this is done after several weeks? To help ensure that the buyer has completed the purchase experience. And then it pops a question about the satisfaction levels, or whether the how the overall experience was, whether it was satisfying, unsatisfying, as you can see from here, and what the user is most satisfied about. Is he happy about the product, about the shipping, about the customer service? And where do you find this? You can find this customer feedback score inside your ad account. So you log into your Facebook Business Manager, and then you navigate to Facebook account and account quality, and this is what you'll see. And how is this calculated? It is calculated over a week, and it is rated on a scale of 0 to 5. Now, if an advertiser receives a significant amount of negative feedback, then it may be considered that all the ads coming from this advertiser are lower in quality. That means the page's ad must be subjected to ad delivery restrictions then by Facebook. So scoring below 2 means you are in trouble, that your ad will reach fewer people for the same budget. And if the feedback indicates an advertiser, that is basically, it means that it is not complying with our misleading claims policy and all the other ad policies. And then the page is going to lose its ability to advertise. So now you understand why this is really crucial from all points of view, not only from performance, but you could even lose the ability to advertise if you're not going to focus on this. So don't worry, here are a few best practices for how you can achieve this good score. So let's see the first one, which is product quality. So now you can see on the left, this company has really poor quality score. It's like 60% of its customers are not satisfied with its product quality. Now, why do you think this could have happened? This could have happened because the customer, when he received the product, the quality was really not expected. It looked different from the photo. The photo was of some fancy, product, and what he got was like really run down. The sizing and the material was not explained clearly, or perhaps just received an absolutely different product. So then the right thing over here is to really set your expectations right. So what you do is first you start with your product with complete information. Give absolutely clear, crisp information, no ambiguity there, no guessing there. Product, when the person reads it, has to understand what exactly you are selling. And then you accentuate this with really high resolution pictures, high resolution images. That really talks a lot about you, your brand, your company. Because if you have a low product, low imagery, that really a person even loses interest, and then you lose your credibility, you lose your trustworthiness right over there. So that is why, apart from the picture being clear, you have to win your trust with really high resolution, nice pictures. You can put videos. When you don't have a video, it's always a great idea to just, if you don't have the product access in your hand, just buy that product or ask the seller to the manufacturer to share a video which can be shot by him or by you when you have bought it, on a simple white surface, and share a genuine video. That is where you will really score high marks, and a person knows that this is how it actually looks. And there you have got the conversion. Your product quality will be exactly what you are selling, and you will really score well over here. So the customer clearly knows what they are getting into as well. Now, when it comes to apparels, when it comes to clothes, you ensure that the size charts that you're working, for other countries, if you're shipping into, then they have to mention all of them. So UK, US, China person has to have the flexibility, because this is where it all goes wrong. And it's very disappointing as an experience. You're looking forward to a product as a customer, and when you receive something which is not even fitting you, or even the dimensions such as the hips, waist, shoulders, they are not as per that country's size. Like Asian sizes are different, European sizes, even the structure of a person is different. So this is utmost important that you delight your customers just by getting this little detail right. It is going to really help you. So again, your Facebook score, it measures your delivery efficiency. So here you can see that the delivery people, 73% are most dissatisfied with the delivery speed. Sorry, not people, with the delivery speed. So this could be because the shipping time over here is not clarified, and it is confused with the dispatch time. So you are saying something else, your customer is thinking something else. So please mention that really very clearly. So your door to door exact time is not considered over here. Then the expected delivery time again is falsely mentioned over here than the actual time. So this is obviously going to lead to frustration. Like if a person is wanting for a particular occasion, a person is going to get very upset if it is not got on time. And if that survey is seen by the person, he'll say this particular company is terrible with this delivery speed. So there you lost your ranking there, just because you have not mentioned your expected delivery time correctly, right? Or you can add elements of door to door in that, so the person is very clear. So that is why, and then when the person is receiving late, again you have to also mention the costs. So if the costs are not clear, when the person is checking out, or during when it is displayed, then again this leads to a lot of disappointment. So what is the best practice over here is to clearly mention your delivery time, your cost, who is the carrier, what is the processing time, how many items are also available. Like sometimes the person has asked for the item, and suddenly you find that you don't have the item, and this causes delivery delays, because you will procure the item and then give it to the ship it off to the person. And whether the delivery is going to be done within the calendar days, or whether it is going to be done on business days, right? And again, different countries, they have different ways, different holidays, so all these needs to be considered. And make sure that you provide the link to the shipping policy in every product page. Whether you're offering discounts, you're offering free shipping, and also mention the specific terms and conditions. Always be clear about this. And if it is possible, and I personally love this myself, and I do ecom purchases, is the tracking numbers, right? So please provide tracking information about the shipments, because it saves the customers time. They don't have to reach you. They can clearly see what is happening, whether it has even left your place, where it is midway. So this is really very important. All these little things are important, but what they will do is they all will sum up together, and very beautifully you're going to have amazing delivery experiences by your customers. They're going to really rank you very high. Make sure that you pay great attention to each of these. If this is not done, then you have lost it, because the customer is not going to give you a good feedback, and then it is all going to be a domino effect on, ultimately impacting your performance and even your ad accounts, your pages. And last but not the least is your customer service. So you can see over here is like 75% dissatisfied customers. So something has really gone wrong here. So what could be? So this could be the service was extremely poor. The refund policies that were mentioned on the website, they were not honored. Or, instead they're saying, okay, let's have a separate solution. Or why don't you take repurchase coupons instead, right? Or we'll give you a credit period, use it within 1 year. Like, who wants to do that? So person is not happy. Customer service given, a score given by the person, then comes down immediately to zero, no matter how much other work you have done right, correct? So, and then some advertisers also make really false claims of free returns. And in reality, they don't provide any. Or if the customer is trying to reach the company and you're not accessible, and you're not responding, or the product page sometimes just automatically has disappeared. Obviously, and also the customer is not able to ask about shipping or return questions because you don't have a tracking number, then your customer service is going to be rated as extremely poor, and you're going to really lose out over here. And that is why we can see over here, how the rating has gone down. So what can you do over here is, how can you improve this, right? So you can increase your customer service score on Facebook first by really staying engaged with your customer. That is what it is about, right? Your service. So be available from on emails, chat, messenger, phone, just be there. And here you will magically see your numbers improving. And say, suppose you're operating in a different zone for your customers, then really very clearly put it out, what it takes to respond to customer inquiries, what is the timing that you are available, which days you are available. So have a really very customer friendly return policy. And again, another thing that you could do is, you can survey your customers regularly so that you can understand better how you can improve. So, and you make sure that you respond to both the positive and the negative reviews, and you check what the bad reviews are, where are they coming from, and then you identify which are these customers that are unsatisfied. So when you read these reviews, you're actually going to get a very clear picture of the issues that are there, and then you can go and address them. Once they're addressed, issues are gone, and your score again starts improving. Or say your example, you're experiencing delays or you have any other issues, go and proactively reach out to your customers. So you can think about writing to them and saying, our stock is running low, it's going to take longer than expected to receive. One single line and customer is at peace, and that is how you are looking like somebody who really cares for your customer. And again, you're trustworthy. And also use trustworthy third party payment platforms. So if you're going to really follow these tips when you're running your next ad campaign, it's going to help you with your very satisfied customers, and they all are going to score very high, give you very high score. So it is, I hope, really very clear now, how customer feedback is important, and your customer feedback is important to Facebook, because they want to know, how healthy and how transparent you are doing your business, and how you're making the experience good for the people on Facebook. So your feedback score has to be really strong. And I'm sure most of you are already very conscious about making this feedback score good, and making sure your customers have a great experience with your business and they're really satisfied with your products and services. So all these little changes that you do is really going to help, give your business that impact, and it is going to lead your business have a trustworthy, credible reputation, and this is going to then lead you into repeat purchases, going to give you more lifetime valued customers. So that is how this all, the dots get really joined. And why we say it? Because people are going to buy from people they trust. And it is Facebook's goal, like I mentioned, to provide a very transparent, healthy, trustworthy experience. So compliance is mandatory. You cannot move around that. You have to follow the rules. And this is the only way to win trust with your consumers and make the most out of Facebook business. So, yes, that's it from us for today. And I hope this session was useful for you. If you would like to understand A/B testing, or if you want to have dynamic ads, it can also have one-on-one sessions. And coming up, we are going to have these webinars. So watch out for that. And Atsi and me would be coming up soon announcing many webinars. So thank you for your time today. And it was really wonderful. You've been a great audience. I can still see all of you are still logged in there. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for attending today's session. Hope it was helpful, and hope you would going ahead implement the learnings, today's learnings. And as Archana mentioned, as a follow up to this session, we will soon have more sessions, and for creative, maybe something which is focusing on creative consideration, um, basically to maximize creative effectiveness for performance brands. And also, we will going ahead have one which is purely on conversational commerce. So stay tuned, and we will send you an invite soon. Thanks again, everyone. And your are our email IDs. If any questions pop up, please feel free to write to us.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice, pleasant day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.